Hi again. So, next question is, what are my hopes for this dance form, this postmodern dance form? Once again, this is an incredible question. I love these questions. They're incredibly insightful. It makes me have to really think about um, where I where I feel that the dance form has come from and where it's going. So, what are my hopes? My hopes, I would say, are one of my hopes would be that we don't forget the legacy of where this has come from. And what I mean by that is that we take the legacy, we take what we know of the legacy, and we continue to apply it to what's happening in the world today, um, what our interests are as makers today, moving on and being pioneers like the legendary dancers and choreographers before us, and pushing past and through conceived assumptions and conceived norms of what postmodern dance has been. I think we're already doing that. I think that we're in this place now where we're talking about contemporary dance, and we call it here in the dance program postmodern contemporary. But what does that really mean now? What does contemporary really mean now? It keeps changing and shifting over time, and based on who does it, who's studying it, who's creating it, who's exploring it. So my hopes are that we don't forget those roots that's got us to where we are today. Another hope that I have is that I'd love for the tools of this form to push into other, which it already is doing, but push into other places in our lives, not only in art making, but in I don't know, environmental, NASA, science, gene therapy, so that the creative juices and the true way that postmodernism began and has continued to explore and make things relevant because of that exploration and make the world better, actually. That's a huge deal. So I really feel that I hope that continues, that it continues to be embraced, um, and yeah. And then I guess the last thing I'd like to say about it is about my hopes for this form is that it continues to um, connect people to the human experience. That's really important to me, to connect people to who has actually also been behind this movement. There's been right there we in history there's tends to be a highlight on those who have become more known and written about and famous. And there are others who are behind the scenes, but not necessarily behind the scenes, but who have been doing this. There are people of color as well that I'd just like to acknowledge that have been doing these things, myself included, and been pushing the needle forward on the form. And I hope that that can start to be seen um, and spoken about and appreciated more so than it currently is. I'll say that. All right. Thanks.